Hello everyone, Joel here. Continuing our break from the new game of 2026 discussion, I think it's a perfect time for us to talk about some unique games. Since we rarely dive into the less mainstreamed area of Diablo-like games, this time we will delve into some of the best less popular Diablo-like ARPGs that are actually great to play right now. And since there are lots of candidates in this genre, this video will act as the part 1 of the series.
Extraordinary abilities by our forebearers.
Before we continue the video, I want to inform you that right now, there are tons of crazy deals in instant gaming, especially if you love RPG games. Remember how expensive modern gaming lately? Well, not anymore, since you can get so many amazing titles with crazy discounts in instant gaming. Can you believe that just with $10 or even less than $5, you can enjoy one of the best gaming experiences in your life? Just look at these titles. It used to cost like $30 or even more than $40. And to make things even crazier, some games even drop so far to just $1. If you're a smart guy, you know what you have to do. All you have to do is just click my link in the description below, start searching for your favorite games, and use the activation code on your chosen platform. By using my link, you're not only saving tons of money, but also helping me to support this channel. Alright then, let's get back into the list. Rum Gun is a low-profile Diablo-like that stands out through its pirate setting and surprisingly active combat design. It follows a straightforward revenge story, but its pacing and full voice work give it more presence than expected for a small project. Combat mixes melee, firearms, and resource management in a way that keeps encounters engaging, especially with its rum-based health and skill system. Build variety is flexible due to its classless design, though randomized upgrades can limit long-term planning. Beyond its core loop, the game offers naval battles, secrets, and extra modes, making it dense with content. Some experimental missions disrupt pacing, but overall, it delivers strong replay value and mechanical variety. Svarog's Dream is an unusual Diablo-like that leans more toward reactive RPG design than pure loot-driven progression. Set in a Slavic mythological world, it builds its identity through a dynamic open world where player actions shape events, factions, and even entire settlements. Combat is functional but secondary, elevated by systems like scouting in spirit form and meaningful positioning. Character building offers strong flexibility through dual classing and evolving traits, though its impact unfolds slowly. The defining feature is its permadeath system, which reinforces tension and long-term consequences. Despite technical roughness, it delivers a deep, systems-driven experience with high replay value. Champions of Norrath refines the console Diablo-like formula with a focus on accessibility and cooperative play. Set in the EverQuest universe, its story starts simple but gradually expands into a larger conflict, giving context to its steady loop of dungeon crawling and loot collection. Combat leans towards straightforward inputs, but character classes and skill trees provide enough variety to support different playstyles across multiple runs. Procedural elements and higher difficulty modes extend replay value, while 4-player co-op adds social appeal. Technical issues and occasional bugs hold it back, but its presentation, progression systems, and overall polish make it one of the strongest ARPGs of its era. Chronicon refines the Diablo-style formula by focusing on player control and long-term progression rather than randomness. Its story framework is simple and mostly a backdrop, but it supports a structured 5-act campaign that leads cleanly into a scalable endgame. The real strength lies in its build flexibility, with multiple classes, layered skill trees, and masteries that evolve alongside leveling. What sets it apart is its gear system, allowing players to re-roll and enhance items into ideal forms instead of relying on luck. Combined with endless anomaly dungeons, it creates a consistent and satisfying progression loop despite its modest presentation. contrast, blends Diablo-like structure with open-ended exploration, creating a distinct identity within the genre. Its post-apocalyptic world leans heavily into atmosphere, using minimal guidance and environmental storytelling to encourage discovery. Combat is straightforward but flexible, supporting stealth, range, and skill-based approaches that allow experimentation through easy respec options. Character building offers variety, though some systems feel underdeveloped in this early state. Where it excels is tone, with unsettling audio design and strange world building that sustain immersion. Despite its incomplete content, it already shows strong potential through its freedom, identity, and evolving gameplay systems. Shadow's Awakening stands out among Diablo-like games by layering its dungeon crawling with a dual realm system that constantly shifts how you approach exploration and combat. Instead of relying purely on loot and stats, it builds depth through controlling multiple characters and swapping between the physical world and the Shadow realm to solve puzzles and handle encounters. Combat is deliberate, often requiring adaptation to enemy resistances and smart party management. Its story and lore add unusual weight to the experience, encouraging multiple playthroughs. While uneven difficulty and frequent loading can interrupt flow, its mechanical variety and strong identity give it lasting appeal. Alaloth takes the Diablo-like formula in a more demanding direction, blending isometric exploration with slower skill-based combat. Its open structure emphasizes freedom, offering minimal guidance while encouraging players to shape their own progression through arena battles, world exploration, and faction choices. Character building is highly flexible, supporting varied playstyles through a wide pool of abilities and companions tied to alignment. Combat can feel stiff at first, but rewards patience and precision once understood. While its scope occasionally leads to rough edges, the depth, challenge, and non-linear design give it strong replay value for players seeking a more deliberate action RPG experience. Tower of Kalemonvo strips the Diablo formula down to its harshest essentials, focusing on tension, scarcity, and deliberate pacing. Its procedurally generated tower creates unpredictable runs where survival depends on careful resource management rather than constant loot flow. The classless system allows flexible builds shaped entirely by found gear and stat choices, encouraging adaptation instead of planning around fixed archetypes. Combat emphasizes positioning and timing, with each encounter carrying real risk due to limited healing and no safe hub. While its simplicity and difficulty narrow its appeal, it delivers a focused, atmospheric experience with strong replay value for players seeking a slower, more punishing action RPG.
No mana.
Record of Lodoss War builds on the foundation of Diablo but distinguishes itself through an unusually deep customization system. Its real-time combat is simple, yet progression is driven by the ancient inscription mechanic, allowing players to reshape gear instead of relying purely on drops. This creates a flexible build system where melee and magic can coexist without restriction. Exploration is open-ended, encouraging risk through non-linear dungeons. Visuals and performance show limitations, but the core loop remains engaging. It lacks multiplayer, yet its layered item systems and freedom of progression give it lasting appeal beyond its era.
Yeah, alright.
Minecraft Dungeons adapts the Diablo formula into a streamlined, accessible dungeon crawler focused on approachability. Combat is straightforward but supported by varied gear and an enchantment system that adds light build customization without overwhelming complexity. Its level-based structure encourages replay through secrets, scaling difficulty and loot progression, while cross-platform co-op adds strong social appeal. The absence of traditional classes allows flexibility, though depth is limited compared to genre peers. With polished visuals and a clear progression loop, it succeeds as an entry point action RPG that prioritizes pacing, accessibility, and cooperative play. Dragonkin the Banished enters a crowded space shaped by Diablo, but finds its footing through strong co-op design and a flexible progression system. Combat feels responsive, with distinct class roles that encourage teamwork and synergy in multiplayer sessions. Its ancestral grid replaces traditional skill trees with a layout-based system that rewards experimentation and planning. Loot flow remains consistent, supporting steady character growth, while the evolving hub adds light progression beyond combat. Narrative depth and enemy variety are limited, yet the core loop stays engaging. It stands out as a cooperative-focused action RPG with thoughtful mechanical ideas. The Slormancer delivers a relaxed take on the genre without losing mechanical depth. Its class trio, Knight, Huntress, and Mage, keeps combat readable by limiting active skills, yet builds expand through layered perk trees and flexible respec systems. Progression feels generous, letting players experiment freely without punishing mistakes. The standout Slorm Reaper system ties identity to weapons, encouraging long-term investment while still supporting build shifts. Endgame modes add variety, though the slow campaign start may test patience. Visually modest but backed by strong audio, it succeeds as an accessible RPG that still rewards thoughtful customization and experimentation. Drova Forsaken Kin is a harsh, methodical RPG that builds its identity around friction and player humility. From the opening hours, it establishes a world where survival depends on patience, memory, and careful exploration rather than raw power. Progression feels grounded, with trainer-based skill learning and meaningful specialization that forces commitment early on. Exploration stands out as its strongest element, turning even simple tasks into tense journeys without heavy guidance. While its faction system and narrative promise depth, the story ultimately feels constrained and lacking consequence. Even so, its demanding design and steady sense of growth make it a rewarding experience for players seeking challenge. Divine Divinity blends classic hack-and-slash combat with deeper role-playing systems in a way that still feels ambitious today. Set in the detailed world of Rivillon, it offers freedom to shape your character beyond strict class limits, encouraging hybrid builds that evolve naturally through play. Combat can be punishing, requiring careful positioning and skill usage, while exploration rewards curiosity with meaningful quests and reactive systems. Its world feels active, filled with factions and optional paths that support different playstyles. While familiar in structure, its depth, strong progression, and memorable soundtrack make it a standout among lesser-known ARPGs. Nox stands out among early Diablo-likes by focusing on precision, experimentation, and strong multiplayer design. Its 3 distinct class campaigns offer varied playstyles that meaningfully change how you approach combat and progression. The control scheme feels responsive and skill-based, especially for spellcasting, where positioning and timing matter more than raw stats. Single-player mixes action with light puzzle elements, but the real highlight is multiplayer, where modes like Capture the Flag and Deathmatch create dynamic encounters rarely seen in the genre. Despite some balance issues and technical flaws, its design remains fresh and engaging. Alright boys, I think that's it for today. I know that there are other games that I haven't mentioned yet, so how about sharing your favorites that probably deserve the spot in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video and make sure to subscribe the channel if you don't want to miss another great list. Thank you for watching and have a good day. Peace.